where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Marvel fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review, and the day has finally come. This is the final review of the Infinity Ultron wave from the third Disney Plus wave of Marvel Legends. It is Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, and this one also turned out really good. I gotta say though, a lot like with the Sharon Carter figure, I'm kind of disappointed with the lack of accessories with Kamala, but more on that when we get her out of the packaging. Here she is in the packaging, and she comes with the torso to the Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure. You got the Miss Marvel logo there at the top. Some awesome artwork based off of her on-screen appearance. More of that artwork, some words and things, and the other figures in this wave on the back. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here she is right out of the packaging, and she looks fantastic. They nailed it. She looks so great, and I love how the MCU did this version of her suit too. It turned out wonderfully. The show was pretty good overall, very true to the character, with the exception of her powers. That's really my only gripe of the Miss Marvel series, is how they portrayed her powers, and just totally ignored the whole Inhuman aspect of Kamala Khan. I gotta say, while the Starlight, Starbright, glowy construct Green Lantern knockoff powers were cool, I prefer the super stretchy powers. I gotta say, I prefer the super stretchy powers of Kamala Khan. But again, phenomenal portrayal of the character. The young lady who portrayed Kamala was, in my opinion, spot on and very true to the character, and is probably my second favorite portrayal of Kamala. My first of which is the Avengers video game. While that video game didn't have the best launch, the campaign was a lot of fun. The story I thought was very excellent, and playing as Kamala was a blast, and her powers are so much fun in that game. Again, super stretchy powers. The game nailed it. They nailed her powers perfectly, in fact. The show was a drastic change. I don't know why that is. I know the MCU hasn't had the best success with Inhumans in the past, specifically with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., more than the Inhumans series that didn't do super great, so much so that they're just part of the MCU multiverse, not necessarily part of the prime timeline of the MCU. So I can get where Marvel Studios was probably hesitant and wanted to deviate from that a little bit, and I feel like they did a really cool creative way by doing that with the bangle. And honestly, I don't dislike it, but it just would have been nice, I think, had they stuck with her traditional powers of being an Inhuman with super stretchy abilities, because it's still cooler than what we ended up getting. But granted, the show was pretty good. Definitely one of the stronger series, I think, of the Disney Plus series. I would probably rank it 5th, in my opinion, with What If, Loki, Moon Knight, and then Hawkeye, and then Miss Marvel being that. I think that would be my top 5 ranking of the Disney Plus series that we've had so far. So we've had actually quite a bit of series on Disney Plus, because there's also WandaVision and She-Hulk and Falcon Winter Soldier. So a decent amount of shows so far, with more on the way, more coming to Disney Plus very soon. This one I thought was a really good one. So anyway, here she is again, very show accurate. They nailed it. That face sculpt looks amazing. Again, just if there's anything you can say about this wave, the face sculpts have been absolutely amazing in this wave. Fully articulated head is on a ball joint. I love that they still did the scarf. Fully articulated shoulders, single jointed elbows, wrist joints, upper torso, hips, upper thigh, double jointed knees, ankle joints, and that's pretty much it for articulation. I mentioned this at the beginning of the video and said that we'll get to it at this point. Well, we're there. The accessory count is abysmal and disappointing. We have 2 swappable fists, and that's it. I don't know why we wouldn't get any accessories that would showcase her powers in any way, like maybe a little light construct platform, maybe a swappable hand with like a hard light construct popping off of it, or just some little soft rubbery plastic pieces that just slide up her forearm or something. Something to showcase this character's powers, because again, this version of Kamala does not have the super stretchy powers. They kind of did it a little bit in the show where she was able to stretch her hard light constructs, but that doesn't really count. So that's definitely the biggest disappointment with this figure release right here, is she should have had some kind of accessory, some soft rubbery plastic, clear purple accessory or two to go either over her hands, or even just some swappable hands in that translucent purple, or with some kind of paint, that some shiny purplish paint over her fist, or something to showcase this character's powers, because when it comes to accessories, she didn't really come with any. A pair of swappable fists is not an appropriate release of accessories, Hasbro. We talked about this. What the heck? And that's pretty much it for the figure. Now for comparisons with the rest of the wave. So here she is next to the rest of her wave mates, and again, a very solid wave, a really awesome wave of figures. Unfortunately, like I said in the Carter review, she's the weakest of the wave, which is a shame, because Sharon Carter is a really cool character, and being the power broker is an awesome milestone and portrayal of that character. And I think they just did her dirty with her accessories, much like they did her dirty with her lack of accessories. I mean, at least she got accessories. She didn't get anything other than some swappable hands, and everybody got swappable hands. So if you look at it from that point of view, she got no accessories whatsoever, which is a shame. But for the moment we've all been waiting for, it's time to build Ultron. All right, so with Kamala, we got the torso and cape, the final pieces we need to build Ultron. Here is the right arm. That's interesting. Yeah, okay, that's really interesting. Okay, so not a lot of clearance. You kind of gotta get that shoulder pad out of the way and work that shoulder into it, as you can see. So not too difficult, but interesting that you can't remove this set of shoulder pads so you can actually get those arms in there. So that's definitely going to interfere with articulation once we get to that point of the video. So I recommend, like I did with the other arm, bring that plug-in joint down to the side, and that way once you get it worked in there, you can just push like so, and that's in there. So not bad. Let's see, we got the left leg. There we go. And the right leg. There we go. We'll go ahead and put that cape on there. Just put those grooves on over. There we go. Get that pegged onto the back. Get that collar around his collar area, and then we'll go ahead and put on the head, which is on a ball joint, and assemble his lance, which looks awesome. We'll go ahead and put that in his right hand. And there he is. This has got to be one of the best MCU Build-A-Figures in a while. He looks fantastic, very show accurate. I kind of wish either A, we got a swappable helmet where the faceplate is up and we can see the Ultron Vision face, or B, they articulated the head so you can rotate that faceplate up so you can see the Ultron Vision face on underneath, because he's only got all of the Infinity Stones right there, and while you can see the Mind Stone right there, he also, I believe, still has it on his forehead, even with the helmet, if my memory serves me correctly. But regardless, he looks really cool. I love the regal look of having the stones on his chest versus a gauntlet. His shoulder pads look really awesome. This is definitely my favorite Ultron design. It's just, I think, the coolest one, the pinnacle of the versions of Ultron. Even the awesome lance is very cool, and it's funny because it's something he definitely doesn't even need. He has no true use or need of this lance. He just has it. It's more of a decoration than it is an actual weapon that he needs to wield, because the stones give him everything he needs. I will say one of my biggest gripes about the What If series is the fact that he's able to traverse into other realities and use the Infinity Stones, because as they established in Loki and was far established in the comics way before that, the Infinity Stones are not supposed to be able to be used in any other reality other than their parent reality. Meaning, once he stepped out of the universe, they should have been just rocks at that point. Just rocks that were decorative on his armor. So it's kind of strange to me that they, in one series, established that fact in the MCU and then immediately broke that continuity with the What If series. I thought that was very strange, and I'm sure I'm not the only fan who had a problem with that. It was still cool. I get that they were trying to push, you know, this big showdown plot, and then of course Killmonger got the stones, because why wouldn't he? It just didn't work, I don't think. As cool as this guy was, as cool as that series was, that's where What If kind of falls apart for me, is right at the end where he's flying into other universes, actively using the stones when he shouldn't be able to, because again, as soon as you leave a reality that the Infinity Stones come from, they're just rocks at that point. They have no use, they have no power. They only can affect the reality that they are home to. So it was very strange that they just broke that with this. But regardless, this figure is incredible. It looks amazing. Head is on a ball joint, forward and back, neck joint, fully articulated shoulders in theory, with the joints that they designed, yes, but the big shoulder pads get in the way, so he can only go about that far forward and back and about that far out. Upper bicep, double jointed elbows, wrist joints, upper torso, hips, upper thigh, double jointed knees, and ankle joints, and that's pretty much it for articulation. And there you have it, guys. There is the full Infinity Ultron Build-A-Figure wave. I hope you guys really enjoyed this wave set of reviews, as this was a really fun wave to review. Stay tuned though for the next Disney Plus wave with the Khonshu Build-A-Figure. We will be starting that very, very soon, so make sure that you like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and stay tuned for those reviews, as we will be getting to them very, very soon. Check out some of our other content, and in case you're local or visiting us in town, come by our store inside the shops at Willow Bend Mall, inside Order 66 Multiverse in Plano, Texas. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. It's game over, man.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.